The Prologue. At the command of the Holy Pope Martin V, and in the name of the Lord, I, the humble and quite feeble servant, the monk Bartholomew, assemble the witness sights of these present lords that I might chronicle this next chapter into the cosmic history, commissioned by the same most holy Pope Martin V in the year of our Lord 1422, with the goal to record all history of man in one most sacred and holy book. It is in this chapter that I, the modest and meek, the monk Bartholomew, will retell the legend of Paul in the horrific battle of San Luis in the Sardinian Aragonese War. The events in this chronicle are confirmed by these present, who I shall list now: John the Wiser, John the Simpler, John the Older, John the Younger, John the Wide, John the Slim, John the Ugly, Archibald the Brothel owner, Benedict of Castelsardo, Cassian of Sardara, Baldwin II of San Luis, Alaric of Cagliari, John the Weak, John the Rank, John the Lazy, John the Cretan, my own research in the records held by several accounts in the books at Barcelona, Sardinia, and Sicily. All do swear that their word is worthy and true, lest their souls melt from their bodies to forever burn in the pits of hell. This is the truth of the Lord. Part 1. The Fallen Courier. It was in the year 1409, in a brothel in Barcelona, that a courier, carrying the plague, either stopped his delivery in lustful yearning of flesh, or he knew his time was coming to an end. The latter proved to be true, as the deathly ill courier collapsed on the nearest pleasure mistress, and cried out in a deranged and broken tone for the fastest courier in Barcelona. It was then a young boy was sent out of the place immediately to summon the man who was known as Paul. It is said that the very mention of Paul's name brought a surge of whispers detailing his great feats, which were more rumor than truth in those times. The gobbermooches replayed tales of Paul flying across entire kingdoms in a single leap with wings on his ankles, his arms becoming fins and his neck growing gills, allowing him to swim across oceans. Many took it as divine gifts from our gracious Lord. Heresy! Heresy, I say! Either grotesque lies fed by Satan or blatant witchcraft. Night had fallen when Paul arrived at the brothel. The ill courier, honorably remaining alive and conscious for Paul's appearance, then waved the young runner to him. "Young deliverer," the courier explained, "I myself have seen the cruelties that this earth has to offer, but the miracle of your presence here in this place may yet spare us of cruelty more." Young Paul approached the sickly man, and only then did the courier reveal a letter, sealed by the King Martin the Elder of Aragon, that he had hidden in his wardrobe. The seal of the king drew the breath of all those in the brothel, and apart from the rambunctious love-making upstairs, the place grew silent. "In this letter," explained the dying courier, "is a proposal of peace to the conflict in Sardinia from King Martin the Younger," cried Paul. "No, you hedge-born fop, the Elder of Aragon." Paul bowed his head in recognition. "As I said, this is a proposal of peace from King Martin to end the war in Sardinia. The news must reach King Martin of Sicily before more death on the island. I've been reassured that you are the fastest runner in Barcelona." I don't know, really. I suppose it depends. "Depends?" "Yeah, depends." "Well, out with it, you cumberworld. Depends on what?" The courier's aggression was released in a cough so grotesque that all but Paul retreated 10 steps back. "Depends on how good the pay is," said young Paul. "The pay is the end of the bloody war. Seriously, are you a doll cop?" "Doesn't really sound worth it, does it?" The dying man drew long and painful breaths. He grunted and groaned, and gave Paul his word that if he delivered the letter, then King Martin the Older will give him the pay meant for himself, along with a handsome bonus. Paul agreed, and thus started Paul's journey to Sardinia, a land of blood and turmoil, Satan's home itself, where even the bravest of men met their ends. But first, he made the ill courier, who was already half dead, sign a written pledge of payment, that would be fulfilled upon Paul's completion of the delivery and prompt return to Barcelona.